Welcome back to another video. My name is Derek and today I'm going to show you how to take an iPhone that's got 128 gigabytes and upgrade it to 1 terabyte. This is an iPhone 13 Pro, but the same methods and techniques apply to other models. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to quickly download the iOS 18.5 for this device. And as you can see here are the details of this device. And you can see it's a 128 gigabyte phone. Alright, so we've got this iPhone 13 Pro. Let's go ahead and upgrade its memory. Let's turn it off. I've already got the pentalobe screws out. This phone has come apart before. Screen off. Take out the battery. Disconnect the display. Disconnect the 5G antenna. And all of the connectors on the motherboard. Take the motherboard out. And now we can work on the memory. One of the things I really like to do is flood the entire sticker area with some isopropyl alcohol. That way I can peel it up without stretching it, and then we'll be able to reapply it when we're done. And then there's 3 more over here. The one for the battery connector, and then the one for the display connectors right here, and then the one for the other connectors. Alright, we're going to slide under the sticker here that covers up the NAND, and we'll carefully remove it from the top of the shield as well. And I'm going to do the same on the back because I'll need to work on it later. And we're about to apply some Captain tape, and it would just shred this. It would delaminate the layers of this heat sink in the back, so it's a good idea to just take it off. I'm going to go ahead and dry it off real fast. Now I'm going to take some Captain tape, come alongside the NAND here, and what we're going to do is wrap it nice and tight. This is going to do 2 things for me. It's going to help protect the connectors right here, but it's also going to hold the top board and the bottom board together so that during the heating of the NAND, we don't have any movement in the top board. And we'll do the same thing top area. Alright, so there's a couple things that we're going to need in order to remove the NAND. The first tool is this little hook tool that I like to use to scrape the underfill around the perimeter of the NAND. We're also going to need a smaller spatula to help pop the NAND off when it's up to temperature. Having a board holder to hold this in place makes a huge difference. So we're going to start off with our temperature at 300 degrees Celsius to remove the underfill. Then we'll jump up to 380 or up to even 400 to pop up the NAND real fast. So let's go under the microscope and do that. Alright, so one thing we need to keep in mind is our dot for the NAND is in this corner. So I'm just going to mark a little X there so I don't forget. Not that I would, but it's a good thing to do. And we're going to start with removing this section. Alright, so I've got my temperature again at 300 degrees Celsius. My airflow is at around 40%. And the goal is to get all of the underfill separated from the edge of the IC, this NAND, all the way down to the board so that we don't accidentally nudge all of these components along the edge or pull them up when we pull off the NAND because they're annoying to put back. You can kind of feel the tool skate across the surface of the motherboard when you get down all the way. Now we'll come down on this side. Finding the best angle is also helpful for both the hot air rework station and your tool. Alright, now we're going to take our temperature up to 380. We'll grab our flathead chisel and I'm going to heat up the NAND evenly with little circles. And I'm going to try to wedge under the edge. You can kind of feel when it's wanting to start to go. Alright, I'm going to take my temperature up to 420 to remove the NAND. We'll heat it up. Pop it up. Now I'm going to take some 138 solder paste and take a soldering iron, and we're going to mix the 138 with the factory solder. This will help us wick it up really easily. Alright, I'm going to take some flux. We'll take the wick and we're going to go down with the iron and really suck up all of that solder. And as we do this, it's going to kind of chip away a little bit here and there at the black underfill. Remove the bulk of the solder. I'm going to just come in with my iron tip Just gently try to create a few gaps with it where it's going to be easier to start scraping. We'll take a Q-tip and some isopropyl alcohol and we'll scrub up the area. Alright, now we'll come in with a hot air at 300 with a low airflow with a chisel blade here. And I'm going to carefully try to remove the remaining underfill. This may take some time, so just be patient and don't rush things because you might scratch the motherboard. We're going to go all the way up to the edge where the NAND is going to sit. We want it to sit flush, so we'll really take the time to clean it all up, and we'll change angles to help remove it a little easier. Alright, we're going to go in with some flux one more time. We're going to go in with the iron now. And we're really just going to make sure each one of these pads is properly shiny. And then we'll come in with our wick again and soak up all of that solder. Alright, then we'll clean it up with a Q-tip and isopropyl alcohol. I got a microfiber cloth with a little alcohol on my brush to get into all of the corners. That way we have a completely flat surface to work with when installing the 1 terabyte NAND. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little bit of flux and gently go along. And I'm really just letting the residual heat pull a little bit of flux off the tip until all of the pads are covered. Very, very thin layer of flux. This will help prevent oxidation from occurring on the pads while we heat it up with the new NAND on top of it. Alright, we'll get out our NAND. Make sure all the balls look really good, which they do. We'll flip it over. And my little X is all but gone with all of the scratching that has happened on top of this. But there it is. There's the dot. Now we can line up the NAND like so. Alright, now we'll come in with our hot air. 300 and 80 degrees, and we'll heat up the NAND. What I'm looking for is a little bit of settling where it'll almost seem like it's going to suck down to the board. It might even shift a little bit, and we'll do circles and circles until it heats up sufficiently. I'm going to add some extra flux to help under the chip. There, it snapped. Give it a little nudge, and we're done. Let it cool down. Alright, so let's pop this out. Take off the Kapton tape, and then we can install it back inside the frame and connect it to the computer so we can flash it. Alright, so now it's free from the Kapton tape. Alright, we'll install it back into the phone housing. Connect up all of the connectors we have. We'll connect up our display and the proximity sensor, and we'll connect up the battery. And so we just need to wait for this and the flashing to be done. It's just getting there. We just have one more bar to wait for. Alright, and there we are. Quickly go and set it up. Alright, quickly finish it up. And we'll set everything up later. Okay, and we can go into the settings now. General about. And we can see 1 terabyte. Look at that. Alright, as you can see, we're up to 1 terabyte. So that's the whole process to upgrading memory. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If there's something that you'd like to see in a future video, let me know as well. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.